Chosen one, go to your room. Close the door. If anyone is in the house with you right now, this is not for them. Silence the noise of the world for the next 30 minutes. What is about to be spoken into your spirit was prepared for you in private, and it must be received in private. This is not entertainment. This is not content. This is a sealed message that has been carried for a very long time to find you on the exact night you are sitting where you are sitting. You have been waiting for something specific without knowing what it was. You have been listening for a voice you could not name. The reason every loud space has felt slightly wrong lately is because the Father has been pulling you into a chamber where only one voice speaks at a time, and that voice is preparing to speak now. Do not move. Do not click away. Do not share this with someone else before you have heard it for yourself. Receive it alone. The door behind you is not a door of separation. It is the door of the Holy of Holies, and you are the one being called inside. Before another sentence lands, do the things only you can do for yourself in this room. Stop the scrolling on the second device. Set down whatever was in your hand. Let your back find the back of the chair. Take a real breath, the kind your body forgot how to take all week. Look at where you are, the corner of the wall, the lamp that has watched every hard evening you tried to keep quiet. The chair that has held more of your real self than any chair in any other room you walked into this week. This room knows you, not the version that smiles at the right times. The other one, the one that lives behind the closed door, the one that exhales when nobody is looking and lets the shoulders fall. That version is the one being addressed tonight, and that version is the only version this message was sent for. Reach down and hit the like button right now, not as engagement, but as a signal, a breadcrumb that tells heaven this room was open tonight, and tells the algorithm that this message deserves to find the next closed door. Before we go any deeper, I need you to stay until the end, not because the beginning is not enough, because the way the words land changes the further you go. In the next 30 minutes, you are going to recognize what season you are actually in and stop second-guessing it. You are going to understand why the people closest to you have grown distant, and why that distance was protection, not loss. You are going to be given a word from the Father that is meant to sit in your spirit long after this room opens its door again. And there is a sacred declaration waiting at the very end that I believe will name something you have been needing to hear named for years. So do not leave. Do not skip. Stay alone in this room with me all the way through. Here is the first thing your spirit already knows. The conversations you used to enjoy have started to drain you. Not because the people changed, because something in you outgrew the shape of those conversations. The same words you used to laugh at now feel hollow. The same gossip you used to participate in now feels like sandpaper on your skin. The same group chats that used to feel like home now feel like a weight you carry into your evening. This is not bitterness. This is your spirit beginning to recognize what does not match its frequency anymore. You are not turning cold. You are returning to what you actually carry. The second thing happening to you is quieter. Hobbies that used to feel like recovery have started to feel like noise. Movies you would have stayed up half the night for now feel like something you press pause on without finishing. Plans that used to thrill you weeks in advance now feel like something you would honestly rather not show up for. The hunger for the things that distracted you has thinned. This is not depression. This is the dimming of decoy lights so you can finally see the one true signal. The decoys had to grow boring before the real one could become visible. The third sign is in the small things you have started noticing. Numbers that have been showing up too often to be coincidence. The same hour catching your eye on different clocks across different rooms. A phrase you have heard twice in 2 days from 2 unrelated people who do not know each other. A song that keeps finding you on the worst mornings. This is not your mind making patterns out of nothing. This is the heavens marking your path. The signs are not random. They are the breadcrumbs of a father who refuses to let you walk this season blindfolded. The fourth thing is in the dreams. Dreams that have been more vivid than your waking hours. Dreams where you knew you were dreaming and could not look away. Dreams that left you with a peace you have not been able to find awake. Sometimes the dream is a place you have never been. Sometimes it is a person you have not seen in years, standing in front of you saying something specific. Sometimes it is just a feeling you wake up holding for the rest of the day. These dreams are not random firing of a tired brain. The part of you that has access is being given a longer leash while your conscious mind sleeps. The Father speaks to his chosen ones in the night. He always has. He always will. And the fifth thing is something your body has been doing that nobody has explained to you. Waking at the same hour for weeks. 3 o'clock in the morning. 4:17. Whatever the hour is, your body has memorized it and meets it without an alarm. This is not insomnia. This is heaven knocking at the same door at the same time until you finally sit up and listen. The next time it happens, do not roll over and force yourself back to sleep. Sit up where you are. Whisper one sentence, even if it is only, "I am here. I am listening." That is enough. The hour is not punishing you. The hour is reaching for you. If 3 or more of those just landed in the room with you, if your shoulders dropped at any point in the last few minutes, stop here. Type "I am in this season" in the comments, not as a question. As recognition, your body already knows. Let your hands confirm what your spirit has been sitting with quietly. You can stop questioning what season you are in. You are in this one, but hear me carefully. The question is not what season you are in. The question is what is being formed inside the season. Because the season is not the point. The season is the workshop. The season is the chamber where something specific is being built that the world will only see later. And what is being built, the part nobody around you can see right now, is what we walk into next. Beneath the recognition lives a deeper layer. A current beneath the surface. The place where the answer has always been waiting. Let me show it to you. Here's what is being formed in this room. There is a frequency in here you cannot hear with your ears. Your nervous system has been broadcasting it for years, long before tonight, long before you understood why some rooms felt safe and others felt wrong. Here is what the last few years have actually been doing to you. For those entering this season, 3 things are happening at once. The first is unlearning. Every conversation you used to perform, every yes you said when you meant no, every laugh you forced when something inside you went quiet, every smile you offered to keep a room calm, even when the room was costing you, all of it had to be unlearned before the real you could surface. The unlearning was not failure. The unlearning was preparation. The second thing is stripping. There are versions of yourself you grew up assuming were necessary. The approval seeker, the over-explainer, the one who apologized first to keep the peace, the one who shrank in rooms where shrinking was rewarded. Those versions had to be stripped, not because they were evil, but because they were costumes, and the calling on your life cannot wear costumes into the room it is being sent into. The third thing is hearing. There are some words that cannot be heard in noise. Some sentences from the Father that arrive only at 3 o'clock in the morning. Only in closed rooms. Only when the loudest voices in your life have been quieted long enough for the original voice to become audible again. The years of solitude were not punishment. They were the silence required to hear the original voice. There is a moment in the sacred texts that gets read every December but rarely understood. A young woman in a room by herself, doing nothing remarkable. Not at the temple, not at the well, not in front of the elders, just at home. Alone, an angel arrives. The greeting troubles her, not because she was unworthy, but because she was not seeking glory. She was simply alone. The announcement that comes is specific to her by name. It could not have been delivered in the village square. It could not have been broadcast to the family or the religious leaders. The message had to arrive in the chamber where she was sitting, because the message was for the chamber version of her, not the public one. And what does she say? Not a speech, not a defense, not a question about whether she earned this. She simply receives, whether or not your tradition holds her as central. The pattern she carries is universal. The chosen are visited in private rooms. They are not paged at conferences. They are not summoned at altars in front of crowds. They are visited where they are alone. The room you are sitting in right now is structurally identical to that room. Closed door, single occupant, heaven's full attention. The script you are inside has been written before, in different costumes, in different centuries. But the architecture has not changed. The chamber, the closed door, the arrival, the receiving. That is the order. That has always been the order. And you are inside the same order. If you received this alone tonight, if something in the room shifted when you heard your own closed door described, type 444 in the comments. The chosen are visited in private rooms. Heaven sees who is present in this chamber tonight. Tonight, there is something most people read past without realizing what it actually says. Look at Genesis 2:15. The Father places the first human in a sacred garden and gives him an assignment. In English, the word is keep. Most people read this as maintain, like a gardener keeps a yard. But the original Hebrew word is shamar. Shamar does not mean to maintain. Shamar means to guard with reverence, to watch over with weight, to stand sentinel over something sacred. Shamar is what a soldier does at the door of a king's chamber. Shamar is what a priest does over an ancient flame that cannot be allowed to die. Hear what this means. The first calling given to humanity was not to produce. It was to shamar, to stand watch over what is sacred. The reason the room has been pulling you toward it for months is because there is something sacred inside of you that has needed shamar, a guardian, a watcher, a witness, and no one else was ever going to show up to keep watch except you. You are not lonely. You are on watch. It is the difference between owning a house and standing guard over a temple. You have been mistaking your assignment as the first, when it has always been the second. You were not abandoned in the room. You were stationed in it. And while you have been on watch, 4 things have been forming inside of you that the people around you cannot see. The first is discernment. You can read a room in 30 seconds because your nervous system trained on private alone time for years. You know who is safe and who is performing within minutes of meeting them. That gift was not given. That gift was forged in evenings. Nobody else attended. The second is compassion without merging. You feel deeply, but you no longer collapse into other people's chaos the way you used to. You can hold space for someone's pain without absorbing it as your own assignment. That separation took years to learn. The years you spent alone were the years it learned to live in your bones. The third is stillness as authority. Your silence has weight now. People feel it before you speak. You walk into a room and the temperature changes before you have said one word. That is not coincidence. That is what shamar produces in a watchman who has stood at the post long enough. The fourth is inner permission. You no longer need a witness to act on what is right. You can do the hard thing in private when no one will praise you, when no one will even know, and you do it anyway. That is the formation that costs the most, and the formation the world rewards the least. So hear what those evenings alone actually built. Every quiet evening built discernment. Every conversation you did not pursue built compassion. Every plan that fell through built stillness. Every right thing you did when nobody was watching built permission. The years that looked like wilderness from the outside were the years your inner architecture was being completed. Before we go deeper in the comments below, tell me, which of the four landed most in your spirit tonight? Discernment, compassion, without merging, stillness as authority, inner permission. You do not have to explain it, just name the one. Sometimes naming what was forged in you in private is the first time it becomes fully real. What was built in private is about to be tested in light. The chamber is opening, the watch is becoming ascending. Before we walk into what is being placed in your hands tonight, I want to name something real. This ministry, the hours of stillness, the pressing into ancient texts, the slow and careful work of crafting words that are meant to arrive at closed doors for the right person at the right hour, is its own form of shamar, a watching over something that must not be allowed to go dark. If this chamber has been real tonight, if the words found the version of you that lives behind the closed door, I want to invite you to do what a watchman does. Tend to what must continue. The secret link is in the description below. A coffee, a one-time gift, or a monthly partnership, whatever the Spirit places on your heart. And when you give, bring something with you. Write a prayer in the note. Write a single word for what you are standing watch over in your own life right now. Let your seed be an act of shamar, a refusal to let the sacred flame go out. Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. Hebrews 13:16. When you sow into this work, you are tending the flame that will find the next person sitting alone in their closed room at the exact hour they needed it. Your seed becomes their breadcrumb. The link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. In this room, the part nobody else in your life can deliver is about to land. So back into the deeper current of what tonight is for. There is more here than what was just named. For those entering this season, 3 areas of your life are about to reorganize themselves around the version of you that has just been formed. Not gradually, not in some distant future. The reorganization has already begun, and your job is not to manage it. It is to recognize what is happening so you do not panic when it accelerates. The first is your relationships. People you assumed would always be in your life are going to feel further away than they have ever felt. Not because they did anything wrong, because the shape of who you used to be was the bridge between you and that shape has dissolved. The conversations will get shorter. The check-ins will get rarer. Some friendships will not survive this season. It will hurt in a specific way that nothing has prepared you for. You will question if you pushed them away. You will replay old conversations and look for the moment you became unkind. You will not find it because there is no moment. Formation creates distance, the same way a tree growing creates space between its branches. Do not chase the people who are leaving. Do not perform old versions of yourself just to keep them at the table, and just when you think you are alone. People who speak the language your spirit has been writing in private will begin to arrive. They cannot find you while you are still pretending to fit the old table. The second area is your purpose. A direction that has felt vague for years is about to sharpen. Not in the dramatic way you imagined, not in a sky-splitting announcement. In small, undeniable nudges that arrive at the strangest hours and refuse to be dismissed. You will feel both terrified and alive at the same time. The terror is not a stop sign. The terror is your body recognizing that the path is real. People who carry assignments of weight always feel the weight before they walk into it. That weight is not a warning. It is the proof you are reading a real map. Do not demand the entire vision before you take the first step. Do not wait for clarity that the path itself is going to give you only after you start walking. The first step never reveals the second. Walking the second earns the third. The third area is your provision. Doors are about to open in places you did not strategize toward. Income may begin to flow through paths your fear could not have predicted. A phone call you almost did not pick up. A project somebody else dropped that lands in your inbox. A skill you stop charging for that someone offers triple to access. You will be tempted to disqualify yourself. You will wonder if you deserve what is showing up. You will be tempted to undercharge, to apologize for the size of what you carry, to make yourself small enough to not threaten the people who are still in their old shape. Receive what is being placed in your hands. Provision will keep coming through paths that surprise you, but only if you stop apologizing for the size of what the Father is giving you to steward. Hear what is happening across all three areas at once. What was draining you is about to start nourishing you. What was hidden is about to start being honored. What was unseen is about to start being witnessed. What was alone is about to start being set apart. What was misread is about to start being recognized. What was wasted is about to start being multiplied. If your spirit confirmed any of those, if something inside you nodded when the words were spoken, write it below. Not as a request, as a seal. Type, "I receive this" in the comments, and let your fingers be the witness your voice has not been able to be yet. But there is something you need to hear before this season can fully land. There is a voice in your own head that is going to try to convince you tonight is not real. We have to address that voice before it gets a chance to speak. The voice has been with you for years. You know its shape. It is the one that whispers, "Maybe you are just lonely. Maybe you are reading divine meaning into ordinary tiredness. Maybe you are not actually chosen. Maybe you are just exhausted enough to want to be. Maybe the recognition you felt 20 minutes ago was emotion, not truth." That voice is going to grow louder for the next 48 hours. The closer you get to receiving what is real, the louder the voice that wants you to dismiss it gets. Let me name what is actually happening here. That voice was installed in you early by people, by environments, by religious systems that taught you to second-guess what came naturally, by teachers who confused humility with self-erasure, by caregivers who could not handle a child whose intuition was too clear. The voice is not the truth. The voice is protection that was learned in rooms that did not know what to do with what you carried. And underneath the voice is an older fear. The fear that being specifically chosen would make you arrogant. So you preempt the arrogance by refusing to claim what has already been given. You stay small. You disclaim the calling so nobody can ever call you proud. Refusing to receive what is yours is not humility. It is the disguise fear wears when it does not want to be named. Real humility receives. Real humility says yes to the assignment without pretending the assignment is too big for the one carrying it. Before the door of this chamber opens again, before the noise of the world finds its way back in, I want to invite you to leave something here. This ministry of sealed messages, of words that arrive at closed doors for single occupants who have been waiting without knowing what they were waiting for. It exists because people who received chose to tend it. If tonight was real, if the room shifted, consider visiting the KO-Fi link in the description. Give what the Spirit leads. A coffee, a one-time gift, a monthly partnership. And when you go, write a prayer in the note. Write what you are carrying into this new season. Write the name of the sacred thing you have been standing watch over alone. Your seed does not leave this room empty. It travels with the prayer you attach to it, and God, who sees what is done in the closed room, tends to both. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3:20. The Ko-fi link is in the description, pinned in the first comment. Leave something behind before this chamber opens. Before you leave this room, 2 things. Press the like button beneath this message, not for the algorithm, as a breadcrumb. Someone else is sitting in their own closed room tonight, wearing themselves out trying to fit a season they have already outgrown. Your one tap could be the signal heaven uses to find them. And share this before the door opens. Send it to the person who came to your mind while you were sitting here. You will know who it is. You do not have to explain it. The message will find the chamber version of them, the one behind the closed door, the same way it found yours tonight.